is Camille Opp, and today I'm going to be having Deep River Snacks potato chips. Models that eat, welcome back to the podcast.
We're here.
I can't believe it, dude.
I know.
I'm still a little bit in shock, a little nervous. All my girlies pulling up on me right now, especially my top girlie. And also, I would like to do a quick shout out before we get started. We've got two very important interns in the house, Mimi and Lauren. So let's plug them while we can.
They're here.
They're here. They're thriving. And guys, for the first guest of this podcast, I mean, there was only one person that came to mind. It couldn't be anyone other than the Camille Opp.
I'm honored. It's a huge honor to be here.
Are you surprised, though? I think I would have gotten slack for it the rest of my life.
No, I think I would have been offended if it wasn't me.
I don't know who else it could be.
Right.
Sorry to everyone else,
Yeah.
but, like, come on.
Yeah.
It's really great to be here with you. We have so
I'm
much
so
we're going to talk
excited.
about.
I know.
It's been a while since our Dine and Dash, too.
The Dine and Dash we did in California was like 3 years ago.
Crazy.
3 years.
And for those that are new to Models That Eat as a platform, Dine and Dash is a series where I take models out to eat. Over food, we talk about the relationships with food. And Cammy was good old episode 7, right?
And we went to Sage.
Oh,
right?
Sage Bistro in LA. Hit it
Fire.
if you're out there. Hit it. Today we hit Beyond Sushi.
Yeah.
Important.
Very
What'd you
important.
order?
What did I get? I got the spicy mang, and then I got the mighty mushroom.
2 great rolls.
Fire.
I got really hooked on it in like 2016.
Yeah.
I think during shows when I was like
Yeah.
mildly depressed.
I'm depressed.
Hi guys. Before we get like fully started, I just want to shout out our beverage of the day. We are championing
Cheers.
Recess. If you're in New York, you've probably seen it everywhere. If not, let us
Let's
tell
see.
you about it. So, Cam, have you had a Recess before?
A while ago.
A while ago?
Yeah, they had like a pop-up in Soho, right?
They did.
That's where on Broadway, I think.
Yeah, so they're cool. I mean,
Yeah.
Recess is great. I actually did a modeling job for them years ago, funny enough, and their team is awesome, but pretty much they're a CBD company CBD beverage company. This is like hemp extract and adaptogens. It's like a tea situation.
Yeah,
so
it's
if you're-
good.
If you don't like the taste of CBD on its own, this might be a good thing for you. I mean, I like it because we're two anxious girlies that need some help.
Yeah.
I got blackberry chai. What do you have?
Well, I got the blood orange one, but it says here that it's gonna ease tension and brighten my mood. So
We'll
let's
see, huh? And if we're sounding calm and you want to be calm too, we've got a discount code. You know I had to plug.
Yep.
Models That Eat, 15% off at Recess.
You already know.
So, yeah, go check them out.
Tea.
Love their packaging, too.
Yeah.
It's really cute.
It's cute.
Yeah.
I love this.
Sometimes you just need a bev that's going to assist you in your journey.
That's all you need.
That's all you need.
Exactly.
I'm a big CBD person, though.
Yeah.
I know you...
You got me on CBD when we went to California.
Yeah, exactly.
And I would just do it like before bed.
Neil has a sleep thing. She needs to...
Yeah, that's one of my...
That's one of her things is trying to sleep. So I was trying to get her
ZQL
on.
every night.
Yeah, she kind of lives on ZQL. It's
Yeah,
a little
it's
bit
okay.
bad.
We're good.
It's totally fine.
Yeah, we're good.
It's totally fine.
Okay.
But, I mean, since we're talking about the past, we should probably start with how we met. This goes way back, people, way back.
Yeah.
So do you recall the first agency dinner that we met when we were 13?
We were 13, and because this is when I was living in Florida, and I was just in town in New York for like 2 or 3 weeks, maybe,
Yeah.
with my mom, staying in a
Exactly.
hotel. But yeah, 13 years old. This is when Phoebe
We
had
were
the
both
bangs.
13. Oh, yeah, that was a crazy time.
Yeah.
I gotta say, shout out to everybody that was at that dinner. I feel like some people might be listening, but the funniest thing of all from that dinner specifically was all of us being, you know, young. We were all doing age-appropriate jobs. Like, we're doing,
Yeah.
like, you know, econ, whatever. But I remember dinner pulling up, and we thought it was appetizers that pulled up, and we're like, can't wait for the real meal. And we sat, and we waited, and we waited. And we waited, and we were like, "Oh, that was the main
was the meal.
course."
Like-
Love that lettuce cup hit different. So I don't know. We'll see how that goes
Yeah.
down the line. I think we need to make sure we compensate for those agency dinners in the past. But
Yeah.
we had so much fun.
It was really fun. I remember being so anxious and shy there, but like I remember meeting you and I was like, okay, like I'm good.
Did you like coming to New York? I mean, you probably missed a bunch of school for that and stuff.
Well, I remember, I think I would come up during the summertime with my mom, especially when I was that young. Like I would never miss school that young, but then I would like miss school like
Yeah.
later in high school.
You started in Florida though when you
Yeah.
were modeling. Was
Yeah.
that was before you got signed in New York?
Yeah, because when I was scouted, I was playing in a volleyball tournament in Tampa.
That's crazy full circle.
Yeah, very
So,
weird.
For those that don't know, Cammie's a big volleyball
baller.
girly. She's a baller.
Yeah.
Yeah, so wait, when did you start playing volleyball?
I started playing volleyball when I was in fifth grade.
Oh,
I
so
think
that
it was
early,
fifth.
yeah.
No, not fourth. Fifth.
Yeah,
Fifth grade. Because then I tried out for the middle school team my 6th grade year.
Oh
And I was
my
like not good at all. Like I was terrible. Like absolutely terrible.
But then you got a scholarship offer.
yeah, I got better because I got taller, I feel like.
So when did you know you wanted to really pursue modeling full time?
Well, it was like hard because volleyball was my life. And I mean, I was going to tournaments every weekend, like Chicago and Miami, like just different kinds of places. Like that was my life. Like talking to college coaches was like what I did.
Wow.
And like basically I would have to write like college emails to like figure out where I wanted to play and stuff. And so like I was not thinking about modeling really. I was thinking about modeling like my senior year of high school because I feel like stuff started to kind of pick up. Like I would just go to California if like there was a client that wanted to like shoot me, or go to Miami. So I didn't really think about modeling really until like the end of like my senior year. As like of course I was modeling, but like as a full-time thing, you know.
When it starts to pick up like that, you kind of see it as like a real like possibility.
Yeah, because it started like my senior year, I started to book more work, and I was then missing practices and volleyball tournaments because I walked the Kith show.
I remember that.
Yeah, and I missed a really big volleyball game in Tampa, and I remember like being like, oh my God, this is like the biggest deal ever. But I was committed to play in college, and then I had to call the coach and tell them that I didn't want to play anymore, and my parents.
That must have been hard.
It was hard because I had a full ride, and I didn't know what was going to happen with modeling. Right. So it's a thing where I thought I was going to be able to do both. And then I realized, like, there's no way I can do both.
It's like full-time, with either. So you kind of have to choose, But that's kind of hard. I mean, do you feel like it affected you outside of the volleyball stuff? It obviously did. It, like, changed your kind of path there. But did it affect you growing up in it? And, I mean, in any ways that you could perceive right now that it's obvious?
Well, the thing is with volleyball, I think it was great that sports were my life as a kid because it kind of molded me into like the career I have now with working hard and like being on top of my shit. Yeah. So I feel like that was a great transition for me.
I mean, you are extremely hardworking. And I think there's this misconception that with modeling, it's obviously something that's based off demand. Right. So you have clients coming to you, whether that's through your booker or whoever, if you're freelance, great. But people think it's handed to you a lot of the times. And the truth is so much of the modeling on your side, what you're dealing with is the mental repercussions, getting your, physically in a place where you're healthy and happy and balancing those pressures from the industry on top of that. So you've done an amazing job, dude.
Thank you.
I know I'm like your best friend and I gas you up every day, but like I need to say that because I don't think people realize how hard it really is to do what you do and how much you do it. Because you work a lot.
I think what was hard for me was when I came here, I was living in a college dorm, going full-time
I remember.
School.
I remember that.
Yeah, because you would come visit me in my dorm.
I remember you booked Pink, and you were in your dorm, and you couldn't sleep because your roommates couldn't sleep. And I was like, you know what? That's when you know the merging.
No. So that was, I think it took me a while to really kind of get in my groove here, but it was totally fine. And I met like my best friends ever at Pace, and they're still my crew. Best. And but yeah, I mean, living in a college dorm, going full-time school, modeling at the same time, like it was a lot at once. And remember, I was like very stressed out. I was very stressed out, and then I took the semester off and went to Australia with my mom for work to develop my book and stuff. But I think after that trip, I moved in that apartment, a new apartment, and like that was like, all right, Cammy, you're a big girl, like go after it.
That apartment, we have a lot of memories over there.
A lot. Yeah.
And I think it's true, like when you kind of are put in a situation like that where you're really seeing your worlds merge, you start to prioritize. Like, okay, when I can't sleep or I can't eat the way I need to or I can't like go to castings the way I need to because I have other commitments, you start to really think about it.
I didn't have a kitchen in my dorm. I was heating up oatmeal underneath my bed.
That's a dark hole.
Yeah. I love putting a flashlight on and making oatmeal.
That's everything to me. If that's not on brand, I don't know what is.
Yeah. So that was like,
that's a lot.
So it was a lot for me, but I feel like it really, I don't know, like it made me so strong and just,
dude, yeah.
It was a journey. I mean, I'm in a whole different place than I was like 3 years ago, and I mean, with meeting people and
networking
and feeling comfortable, confidence, but like it goes back to like finding that team you connect with that like wants you for you and is pushing you, like pushing me as Cammy, like nothing other than that.
And they need to be riding for you. And I think you're one of the very few cases where I've seen you have a strong team behind you that literally will do anything for you, and they'll do anything to keep you happy. And that's big.
I love them.
You need that in the industry.
It's really important because I feel like that's like one of the biggest piece of it is having that crew and that team next to you that's gonna be pushing you for you and not making you change or follow different guidelines.
I mean, there's no room for that. There's really no room, and especially mentally, which I want to get into, like mental health. I think that's important. Sure. How do you feel like industry-wise, like being in this space, how has it affected your mental health off the bat? Are there certain things you could like pull out of thin air that you're like, yep, that came from modeling?
Okay, well, I feel like that it goes back to when I first came here. I mean, I follow a bunch of models on Instagram and I see what other girls are doing at the agencies and stuff. And I'm like, why am I not doing that?
Right.
And it took a while for me to train myself that things take so much time when you especially move from Florida and girls have been living here for years, making their way here, meeting photographers, testing, going to castings, preparing. Like, it takes time. And I feel like that messed with my mental health in the beginning because I was like, damn, I want to be busy, I want to work, I want to be like grinding, you know what I mean? Exactly. And I feel like it took me a while to understand, like, Cammy, it's not going to happen overnight. And I still am like kind of training myself to realize that.
Totally, dude. You know? And it's hard. It's really hard, especially because on Instagram we're seeing the highlight reel. We're not seeing all the things that go on behind the scenes, the comments made that make those people feel crazy.
Right.
And, like, you know,
social media is a big part of it.
Yeah,
you know?
I think all of our mental health is actually very dependent on social media.
On Instagram.
Yeah, where we are right now. And no, but like, there's no like logical way to look at social media and think like this is a proper representation of the full spectrum, and I should be looking at this as for what it is. Like, you kind of have to realize like for us, it's our job, like, you know. And I find that really hard, and I know you've spent a lot of time working on that too. It's like, how do you create that balance of like work and life? Like, how do I present myself in a way that, you know, makes me feel confident in my brand as a model, but also makes me feel confident as a person who needs like connection and social, like a social life.
Of course. So. Yeah, because it's like with our industry, it's kind of Instagram is, I hate to say it's a job.
Yeah,
you know?
It's true.
It is.
It's true. And it could open up great opportunities. Brands will find you, amazing test photogrophers. You might make, I know we've made some friends online.
Yeah, Instagram, for sure.
It's big. It's important that we're talking about it, and I think it's important that models continue to talk about it and have community like spaces to talk about it, because mental health is one of those things where if you don't have that, if you don't have your health, you don't have a career.
Yeah,
you cannot,
because you're not confident in yourself, and
you can't walk into these rooms and be your best self.
Yeah,
and not that models have to be their best self at all times, and I think there's a pressure to be that. I know you take that pressure seriously, and I know you're self-aware, which is amazing. I just feel lucky we have the friends we do.
Me too.
Because, dude, we would all be in a very different place if we didn't have the support we have.
Yeah, like I would be in a whole different place if I didn't have the support system that I have. And like, that's, people don't realize the support system, the friends, the family. Like, I feel like that's what's most important.
Yeah.
And, like, especially with everything, you know.
How do you manage to balance, by the way, like the New York busy thing? Because like we were just talking about it on Instagram, I feel like it's so easy to look at everybody working, and we think it's like they're working all the time. It's important to understand that that busy thing isn't your life, and it's not what you should strive for in modeling. Yeah. Because you'll burn out, too.
No. And I think that's like something I'm still kind of training my mind. And I think I used to call my mom all the time and be like, Mom, like, I don't have anything today. Like, what am I supposed to be doing with my life?
You're supposed to be yourself. Like, you're supposed to be,
I feel like these past couple of months, I've realized I'm going to start doing stuff for me and, like, what's going to be making me happy on my off days. And so I've found a passion for boxing, and Gotham Gym, like, shout out.
Shout out Gotham.
Yeah, they are, like, the best trainers in there. And when I go in there, I just know for an hour I'm just going to do stuff devoted to me. Like, I'm going to train, I'm going to box and get better. And, like, that's, you just have to find things here that are going to make you happy and are going to make you grow. So, I mean, boxing, I'm trying to literally, I'm not going to be a pro fighter, but I just want to get better, and I'm going to focus my time on stuff that's going to make me happy and just make me like feel good,
yeah.
you
Dude,
know?
I
like
love
I go in there
boxing.
and just like
we need to box together. The fact that we haven't boxed together is scary,
Crazy.
but it's such a great outlet. I actually really recommend it to anybody that maybe people.
It's the best.
Oh, and even if you're struggling with cardio or finding a good form of it, I know for me and my body type, I'm 6'2", I'm scrawny, and I tend to lose weight fast, which is not good because for me,
long boy.
Bruh, when I'm not strong, like physically strong, when I don't have muscle mass, I feel weak, and I think it like kind of reflects in everything I do, and it's kind of this like combat with the industry because you're told, you know, to shrink in a lot of ways, a lot of subconscious ways, really. Yeah. And so for me, working with boxing has been amazing because it makes me stronger, makes me feel great because it is a little bit of cardio.
It's the
and
best.
when you have that person,
you don't even feel like you're
with,
working out.
No.
It's just you feel like I'm like listening to Drake and just going off.
I'm just dude, my playlist. It's so I gotta show you my playlist for boxing. It's everything.
I don't control the music, but Gotham knows.
They know the vibes, yeah.
But also with that, I like realize that a lot of like when I'm like laying in bed at night and I think about like what I'm grateful for, like just fun moments, a lot of those are just with my friends, and like it could be just stupid things, just like walking to Dwayne Reed with my friend James and us just like making fun of like
random stuff. And no, it's true.
Like if you're having not working or doing anything, you don't have anything for the day, like you just enjoy time with people. And I think I used to take that for granted, and just those are like amazing moments you have with like your friends and stuff. And I didn't realize that like you gotta have fun. I'm 21, and like seeing people and just having fun, like that's also just as important as work, you know.
And I think it really helps with anxiety as well.
100%.
Like,
I mean, we've been there.
When I say we've been there, my two crutches when it comes to anxiety, probably Recess and Camille, because it's one of those things you get in your head and you will spiral so quick. And if anyone's out there and they feel alone in that, let me tell you, right now, this time of year, I think everyone's going through it in some form.
Major.
But I seriously needed Camille so much this week, and I just went over and I stayed over. We watched
She's staying with me for 3 nights.
It was just nice to really like decompress. And when you're around other people that care about you, you have this sense of relaxation that comes with that, and we all need that.
You need that.
Yeah. Do you have other ways that you think you've kind of learned to cope with anxiety?
Well, I have a therapist.
We love
and
therapy.
I think therapy is very, very important to have. She's teaching me right now how to train my mind and to, when I go down those spirals at night at like 11 p.m. in my bed.
That's the time. That's when it be hitting.
Night. But like she's taught me like how to kind of rework those thoughts into something good, you know,
That's
and like
great.
Just. I think that goes back to I'm trying to be really, really positive now and turning those negative thoughts into something good. Like, okay, well, this was negative, so how are we going to make that positive
Or
today?
how are we going to learn from it?
Exactly.
I'm going to pivot a little bit.
Okay.
I want to talk about identity. I know that sounds heavy. Trust me. It's going to be light as air. But I want to talk about how, like, I mean, we started really young. I think when I say 13, I still don't really hear it for what it is.
That's crazy.
I don't know if you feel that way, but
like 13 years old. We're 21.
We're 20. We've almost been doing this for 10 years.
Shit.
We're like, oh, we hear how traumatic that sounds. But no, I mean, to grow up, literally grow up in the modeling space is something that you can't even, there's no words for it. Because the impact is so heavy, and it could be positive or negative. I think we've seen both sides. But when you're growing into yourself, especially as a human, as an adult or whatever, you're learning a lot about yourself as you go. So we've been doing this.
Well, I laugh so hard because on Facebook, I went on my like mobile uploads and I saw a picture of me in this Hollister blue like bandeau dress with a clip with braces on. And
Sign of the times.
And I signed with like my first agency, and I was like, I looked like
you're like, wait, you mean I was scrawny and like hitting puberty in middle school, and they were like,
it's so crazy. Yeah.
How do you feel like your identity has shifted through modeling? I mean, we grew so much while we were doing it.
Well, I feel like, so since I grew up in Tampa, I mean, I was going full-time, like, to high school there, and it was just hard because I feel like when I would come to New York, I would be like, oh my God, I'm in New York, like, I'm modeling here, or like, what am I going to be doing? And I was, like, not confident at all, like, at all, and I was so young, I was just very immature, and I feel like, I mean, each year that goes by, I feel like I feel more confident in myself and feel like my identity has changed. I mean, like I'm spilling the tea right now, but I'm gay and
huge tea spill. I'm sure a lot of our like social friends are aware, but yeah, Camille came out last year at this point, 2 years ago.
2019.
2019.
It was.
That's I mean, dude, that's one of the biggest shifts of all time. Like finally, like being social and talking about it, and you really did. You made a point to do it on your terms, and I think that's huge. How do you feel like that changed your perspective on your career? Even do you feel like it did?
Well, the thing is, it's interesting. Is I feel like every year I've become more confident in myself and my career, and just with being around a team that's supportive of me, but also when I got to New York, being around my gay guy friends, they've like inspired me. Like I'm like, wow, like I'm gonna do this. I've known I was gay for a while, and I remember I told you about it, but I feel like it's amazing because I feel like I came out, and I also was at a point where I was really, really confident in my career. And that's how they kind of merged together, because I'm like, damn, like I'm out here. I'm 19. I think that's when I came out.
Yeah,
right?
I think so.
Like I'm 19. I'm working full time here in New York. Like I'm proud of myself. You know what? I'm gay. Like I was.
You know what? The people need to know.
Yeah. So I felt confident in coming out because I knew that I had supportive people around me. And I knew that they would be really happy for me. And I knew even my friends back home, like everyone there was so supportive. And I've got nothing but like nice messages, which I'm so grateful for.
You have like some of the coolest friends
The coolest
ever,
friends.
especially from home. They're awesome.
Oh my God. My friends from home are legendary. Legends. Like I miss them and I love them. But yeah, I feel like I knew when I came out that I was very confident in myself, like where I was. And I mean, I'm even more confident now, but like I knew I was like I need to just do it. And I remember telling my mom, and I was like, Mom, like I was scared. But no, I'm really glad that everything kind of came together at the time it did. So I feel like my identity has, I mean, freshman year, sophomore year, junior year. I mean, then New York, she's gay, she's a model. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
it's a shift.
It is.
I mean, you feel like fashion was like there for you with open arms.
Oh yeah. I mean, my agents like were so supportive. I remember telling them, and they were so happy for me. And that's I kind of expected that, because everyone in the fashion
industry is very open and inclusive.
Of course.
Thank God. I mean, you know, with all the stuff you deal with being a part of it, it's like you might as well accept me for who I am. Yeah. But no, I'm so glad, dude. And I mean, I just remember the shift, like when you came out and you finally felt like you could talk about it, and how liberating that is.
I remember I just remember you telling you, and I remember being so scared to even tell anyone else, and I had to do things like low key, like, okay, I'm gonna have a girl come to a restaurant, you know.
All right, let's text me if you need anything. It's like, we're gonna get kidnapped, or gonna be just fine.
So
do you feel like anxiety came from that as well?
Oh, of course, because I feel like when I was starting to come out to like my friends, and I was like, okay, well, how are we gonna meet the girlies, you know? And I was scared about how that was gonna happen. And I was like anxious about people in my past, like, oh my God, like she's gay, like what?
Right.
And but then it's like no one gives a shit.
No,
like sorry,
they don't. They
like,
really don't. And if they do, then like kick them to the curb.
Yeah. I was really anxious, and you knew I was. But,
oh yeah.
I mean, it's so great now. I feel so good. It's crazy. Like 3 years ago, I never thought I could be like, Mom, like, what do you think about this girl? You know what I mean? And like now I'm like, Pam,
what are your thoughts? And Pam's like, she looks great. Give her a shot. Thanks, Pam.
Yeah. So I'm glad that I feel comfortable around my mom and my dad to like talk about.
You have
girls,
awesome parents,
you know?
dude. We're both so lucky to have people that, and your parents are so supportive of your career. And I think that's something that when we're that young starting, you need
that's important. My mom came everywhere with me. When I was 16, 17, she came to Australia, London, everywhere, because like she knew I needed her, and she's like the best.
Should we get into food? I feel like this is like a pivot. It's time to be models that eat about it. Yeah. But I guess we could start like currently. What's your relationship with food like? How do you feel? Scale of 1 to 10, maybe? Where are you feeling with it? We could just kind of
a scale of 1 to 10 being the best.
10 being like, I am the best I've ever been. Okay. I'm so happy.
I'm at a 9.
That's great. I love that for you.
I think I'm at a 9.
That's awesome, dude.
Yeah, I think, I'm trying to think. When I first got to New York, I mean, I was playing volleyball at the moment. And I mean, playing volleyball, I was lifting weights all the time. I was training all the time, like eating at tournaments, like
different relationship with food there. Yeah.
Yeah. And so I got to New York and I'm like, okay, I'm not playing volleyball anymore. What's going to be different now? And I think it was just kind of this weird thing, how, like, looking at my body and how.
I mean, when you have, like, the industry, the modeling industry looking at your body, it is very different than the athletic world looking at your body.
Completely. I mean, I have really broad shoulders and
same sis.
So, I mean, I have the whole volleyball thing. Bod, you know?
And I think too, I see such a parallel with athletes and models, and I say this a lot, but I feel like what we don't realize is we're both using our bodies as tools to achieve in some form. And for us, achieving in modeling is booking jobs, a little more vain, right? It's a little bit more surface level. And in sports, it's using your body as a tool to achieve some sort of accomplishment in, like, a physical realm.
Exactly.
And so,
like, being powerful. Like, the biggest thing for me, I was an outside hitter, and the college
what does that mean?
An outside?
Yeah.
It's like, there's positions in volleyball. There's a setter, libero, right side, middle, outside. So I was like, okay, so this is the setter.
Okay.
This is the middle, and this is Cammy. Okay.
Hey, Cammy.
So I would always be hitting. So the college coaches wanted someone that was very powerful, that could really, like, snap, and, like, they wanted power. So that was, like, muscle, like, big girls, you know, and
like weight training, all that stuff.
Powerful. Like, that's what they wanted. And I was, like, this lengthy,
like, scrawny queen.
Scrawny lizard that was coming in. But I mean, yeah, it's a whole different world.
It is. And I can imagine that it's kind of hard to balance those two different pressures and kind of find, like, a middle ground. Like, how do you maintain this strength for sports, which you love to do anyways, regardless of modeling, and also, like, conform to what the industry, like, kind of tells you to do, like I was saying, subconsciously or literally. I mean, we've both gotten comments about our bodies over the years that I'm sure we're not thrilled about. But it does linger, and it affects the way that you treat fitness and food. Yeah, I mean, do you feel like you ever had a point where maybe you started to, I don't know, get absorbed in the modeling pressure, and did it affect your relationship with food? I mean, I'm glad you're in a great place now.
I feel like maybe, like, when I first got here, I saw, like, other girls in the agencies and saw their bodies, and I'm like, okay.
You're like, hello.
Yeah.
Hi.
I need to, what am I doing here, you know?
A little pressure to kind of think about. Because you're comparing.
Yeah, and I saw, like, the girls at the agencies, and I was like, okay, well, like, how can I, like, be healthy but, like, look like that? But then I realized, I mean, that also goes back to your team, like, who's around you and what they're saying to you. And that's why I think I'm in such a good place now, because they are never saying anything to me about, like, making me look a certain way. And they want me to be Camille, like, whatever that is. They want me to eat what I want me to, like, do what I want. And that's the clients that like that are going to attract to me.
Absolutely.
And I think that's why I'm in such a good place now, because I know that no matter what I do, if a client likes me, we love that.
Love that for us.
And I mean, like, I don't have to fit in this role for anyone. And I've realized that, like, totally. I have, like, pride. So I'm like, yeah, I'm going to do whatever is going to make me happy, whatever that is. Eating what I want, training how I want to train. If I want to go lift weights and box, I'm going to go do it.
As you
know?
Should. And the truth is, it benefits your career because you're being portrayed as your best self as well. And I don't know, I think what a lot of agency people, not all, because like you've said, you have a great team. You're so lucky to have such a great team. A lot of things that models hear, even during the scouting process, is very damaging to your relationship to food and fitness.
Of course.
To even have someone say, hey, you're great, or you'd be perfect if, and whatever comes after that if is enough like, to make you go, oh, love, thank you so much, I'm out of here. And you just kind of, it's a damaging narrative to kind of hold up. But
I mean, we can even get into this. I got COVID.
Yes, which was interesting. So
this was the start of my 2021.
Love that for you.
So love that. I was moving and then I got COVID. So
you didn't expect it too.
No. So I had a job in Miami, and so I flew to Florida, and I was like, okay, Mom, like I have to get a test because
for like for the job,
yeah, and I just remember, like, I was on the phone with someone, just, like, casually talking.
Because you're assuming you're testing negative.
I'm like, I'm going to just get this negative test and then get in the car with Pam, and we're going to just roll to Miami. So they're like, okay, hun. And I'm like, all right, hi. And they're like, so you're positive. And I go, run that shit back. No, I'm not.
You're like, I think there's been a miscommunication.
Like, I was like, there's no way. Because I just started laughing, and I was like, wow.
This would happen right now. Thank you.
So,
at the airport.
At the airport. So I start crying. Like, I'm outside. I'm like, Mom, they said I had fucking COVID. Like, what? And so she's like, let them do it again. Like, we'll see. Run it again. You're positive. I go,
okay, great.
Good.
So that's a 2-week notice, huh?
Pam got tested. Pam got it. So I had to cancel my job that I was booked for. And that was so hard for me because I was like, oh my God. Like,
well, you felt like you were in sync with work.
It was hard because I had to cancel that job. And then I'm sobbing in my car because my mom is 60 years old. And we're in the car and my mom has COVID. I have COVID and I'm crying. And my dad is driving us. I'm like, oh, like, what is going to happen? Is my dad going to get it? So I was just a mess because I'm like, this sounds bad. I don't care about myself, but if something happened to Pam or Ron, I would lose my mind. Dude. So I was like, I was feeling so much those 2 weeks, I think, because I had to quarantine in Florida. Like, that goes back to anxiety. I remember just, like, being on social media and just, I had to move, and there was a lot happening at one time.
Yeah.
And I just remember being in, like, what is going on? Like, what is going on? And so I then woke up one morning while I was home, and I was talking to my therapist, and I was like, you know what? Like, this is going to be the time where I'm going to really, really change my mental, like, view on everything. Yeah. I need to start being so grateful for what's around me and, like, what I have, my friends, my parents, and just start looking at the good in everything. Definitely. And, like, I mean, this sounds, like, dumb. It's not dumb, but, I mean, that, like, what happened, it, like, kind of
helped you mentally.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's a lot, dude.
Yeah, it's a lot.
But to compartmentalize and make space for that during that time, I mean, it's great that you didn't have any symptoms. But to be able to take that time to be like, mentally, I'm going to actually, like, check myself and take 2 weeks to think about that is big. And I think that's the thing. I mean, I could give any unsolicited advice here. I think it's going to be making space for that mental health check is big. And if you don't do it in the modeling industry, don't worry. It's going to come to a head and you're going to have to. And it's going to be terrible. So just make small doses of time for that. If therapy's in your reach, go to therapy. Me and Camille are big stands.
It's even if you don't think you have anything to talk about, I feel
you'll find a way.
The therapist is just good to train. Like, she just trains my mind, you know? I don't know. It sounds weird saying that. Like, she's, like, training me, but she is. She's just having me have a different outlook on everything. I remember sitting on my patio every day in Tampa during that quarantine period, and she was, like, my rock.
That's
and my friends I called you every day. I'm like, Phoebe, like, what the fuck is happening?
You're doing great, sweetie.
Yeah,
Keep
every
it
day.
up.
You're like, you're fine. You're going to be back here soon. I'm like, I know, but, like, and I think I'm such, like, a hard worker. And so when I have to cancel a job, I was a mess.
Well, and you love your job. And that's the thing, too. To love what you do and to have to do that. I mean, we're just lucky we're sitting here and everything's fine. And
my God. That's what I kept reminding myself. I mean, I was so grateful that I was okay, and my mom was like, because Pam is my everything.
I love Pam. This is pretty much a Pam fan account.
It is basically.
I definitely struggle with putting too much pressure on myself.
Oh my God, we both
Some
do.
would say it's our Gemini placements, but
me and you, I feel like, put each other in check.
It's
like
true.
When you call me and you're saying you're worried or anxious about something, I put you like, Phoebe, you're too hard on yourself, and you do the same thing to me. I cry, and you're like, Camille, like,
I'm like, you're allowed to cry, and that's the thing too.
You're allowed.
Also, this is a big PSA, and Mama Pojo is the one that put me onto this. Shout out. You are allowed to cry.
Oh yeah.
I don't know where this notion of, like, you shouldn't cry makes you weak. Blah,
Let
blah,
it
blah.
out.
Let it out.
Let that shit
out. Dude, it's like having a little box inside of you, and you're just like, let's just shove it in there and see what happens. It's like, it's going to pop, and your life is going to, like, go woo, and it's not worth holding it in.
Yeah.
So if you need to cry, if you're at work and you need to cry,
let it out.
Go to the bathroom, get in the stall, get a little tissue going.
Pull up
TikTok. Cry talk. Is that a thing? I don't know. We're plugging TikTok a lot today.
Yeah. I just feel like the biggest thing to that is just doing stuff for you. Like, that's how you're going to get to the best place, is just doing stuff for yourself.
And I think if you weren't happy modeling, that would be something you'd have to admit to yourself and say, this doesn't serve me.
Well, I mean, that's kind of what I did with volleyball.
Yeah.
I mean, I was like, I'm not happy. I don't want to go train at 5 o'clock in the morning for lifting weights and then go to, like, I had to tell
jobs
myself.
that are there. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So, yeah, I did that with that. So, you're right. You have to do what's going to make yourself happy.
Exactly.
No, very true.
You've been really inspiring to me lately, and I know we always have each other's back no matter what, but I'm just like really proud of like where you are now. I wish everyone knew you personally, because like your growth in even a month, a year, 2 years, 3, it's absurd.
Thank you.
I know people see it from afar and they ooh and ah, but I just want you to know, like, I'm so proud of you.
Thank you.
And I'm proud to be your friend, and I'm so lucky that we have each other.
No, I don't know what I would do without Phoebe. Seriously, she's my rock.
My queenie.
My queen
My
for
queenie.
life.
Let's cheers to that, shall we?
Cheers to that.
Cheers
we
to
love.
our CBD moment.
Yes.
Too. Well, Cammy, the people have been asking lots of questions.
We love.
We're going to do a little rapid round Q&A.
Okay, let's do it.
Clown?
I'm ready.
All right, I'm going through it, guys. This
I'm
is the
scared.
5 o'clock news. Tonight we have an exclusive with Camille Opp. Don't be scared.
Okay.
Nothing to be scared of here.
Okay.
All right, first one. Love this question. What is the greatest lesson you learned this year?
The greatest lesson I've learned this year. To live in the moment. I feel like I wasted a lot of anxiety for no reason and wasted moments where I should have been present more.
We all struggle with that, though.
Yeah.
I can definitely say I struggle with that.
Just being present is the greatest lesson, and not like if you're worried about something that's going to happen in a month or 2 months, it doesn't do anything but just make you more anxious. So it's a thing where living in the moment and really being grateful for those moments.
Totally, dude.
Because you look back and you're like, okay. Like
you want the memories to be you being here, not you being in your head.
Exactly.
That makes sense.
So that.
What are the best and worst parts about living in NYC?
Okay.
Anything that comes to mind?
Worst. Anxiety sometimes.
Yes.
Good things about New York. I feel like there's so many things to do randomly.
Yeah.
Like I could hit you up and be like, let's go get like bobas, or let's go get a massage, or let's go to a game thing.
Like, there's arcades, you've got movies.
There's
you've
just
got
so
all
much
this
to
stuff.
do, and like it's like never boring. And I love the people here.
Me too. Have you ever suffered from social anxiety?
I think so, of course.
I mean,
if
guys.
I didn't, I'd be crazy. I think I used to a lot more, but now I think that I've become more confident in myself. So, but of course I get social anxiety, like especially recently because of COVID. I like get around people. I'm like, hi.
Oh, when I walk into like a store and there's like more than 5 people in a space, I'm like, I'm a little bit uncomfortable. And I used to be going to industry parties with you guys. I'm like, this is
it just is different. It feels weird like talking to people sometimes.
It does.
You're like, why do I feel awkward?
Oh, this is a good one. Do you like meditation?
Yeah, I now do.
Do you find it hard? It's one of those things where you gotta practice.
I feel like people that know me, I get distracted really easily, and like reading is not a thing for me. And meditating is really not either, but I feel like at night, just instead of blasting the baby, I should probably just
we should throw a little ambient sound on for you. I would argue the baby is also ambient, but I don't think it's the type of ambient we need.
I just feel like I need to relax sometimes and kind of train my mind into being calm, so maybe I could sleep that night. So
I would love that for us.
Yeah, meditation is important. I didn't really think it was. I thought it was kind of cheese at first.
And then you realize you're like, oh, there's a reason you guys sit in a room quietly.
Yeah. So I think it is.
What about favorite food? This is a fun one.
Mexican. Like,
ooh, yeah.
I could eat nachos and tacos. And
we had some fire nachos last night.
So Mexican.
Yeah, definitely.
And dessert.
This is a fun one, too. Do you have a celebrity crush?
My celebrity crush is definitely Madison Beer. 100%.
Oh, we love. Yeah.
100%.
A queen.
Yeah.
A queen.
We love.
Madison, pull up. Models that eat, baby. We have a little like trio talk, or I could just leave and let you guys, whatever. Right. Do you like your height? I feel like tall people want to be short and short people want to be tall.
Okay. I do like my height, like when I was playing volleyball, but sometimes I get kind of self-conscious, like when I'm at castings and stuff, and I'm a lot taller than some of the girls, and then I look down at my jeans and they're like to my knees. I'm like, this is probably not good. But I like my height though. I feel like it fits me, and I feel like if I kind of was shorter, it would look kind of weird for me. I don't know.
Well, I think you'd look completely different, so it wouldn't feel like you're out of body.
But like I'm just imagining myself like shorter.
It does. You're this suits you, and also like
the vibe.
We've also been conditioned though to like appreciate our height more because of our work. I mean, I know how it feels though to be in a casting, and you're like, everyone in here is under 6 foot. Like I don't belong.
Why do I look like a giant?
But then people talk to me, or you, I'm sure. But then people talk to us, and they're like, oh my god, I love your height. I'm so like jealous or insecure, and I'm like, bro, I'm insecure about the fact that I'm standing out right now, and people are like, the eyes go up.
I feel like me and you, when we walk together wherever we are, like everyone's like, what the
they're like, what? Like the zoo just came through. The giraffes are out to play. Am I wrong? Tell me I'm wrong though.
Yeah.
This is a fun one too. Do you think Catholic school affected you more positively or negatively?
I think a lot of people ask me that about the all-girls thing.
Yeah.
They're like, oh my god, how is it going to an all-girls school?
Right.
But I fucking loved it.
Yeah.
It was
dude,
the best.
You thrived.
I loved it. It was so much fun, and everyone at my school was so cool. And I just had, like, we have so many crazy memories. It was just a fun time.
Shout out to all the girlies.
Shout out to AHN. Seriously.
So much fun.
It was so fun.
Cam.
We did it.
We did it.
First episode
down.
Wow.
Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you for being a model that eats. Oh, dude.
I'm honored.
Just thank you for coming on, speaking your truth, being honest, and for being a model that eats. You're such an inspiration.
Thank you.
And a beauty. And I know everyone's going to want to follow you. So do you want to throw your little IG, TikTok, whatever goes on?
TikTok, IG, Spotify. Well, actually, my Spotify.
We're about to go private on Spotify now.
My Instagram is just Camille Opp, CamilleOpp. And then my Spotify is Camille Opp 7. I have really good playlists, so.
Get on that. We have some boxing playlists, I'm sure, or something going on over there. We've been listening to Batman by, what's his name again?
I forget.
I don't know. Anyways.
You Batman, because I'll be Robin. All right.
We are Batman and Robin.
Right. Perfect.
What do you think? Who's Robin, who's Batman?
I'm Batman.
Fine.
Okay.
I'll take it.
All right.
Models That Eat. You can find me at Pojo on Instagram. We're also on YouTube. If you're watching it there, hi, hey, how are ya? Get on Instagram, Models That Eat with periods in between. And we are also on TikTok. Same handle. So
we love.
We're going to see you on the internet. I hope you guys have a great meal today. Eat something great. Drink something with CBD in it. You deserve it. Any thoughts, Camille Opp?
Thank you for having me.
I'm just happy to have you, bro. This was wholesome. Love you so much.
Love you more.
Bye, guys. Have a great day.